Here we go. Well, where'd he go? Welcome back, Leatherhead Nation, to Getting Salty Experience. Oh, he's back. Getting Salty Experience podcast is the only podcast in the whole wide world that brings the Firehouse kitchen table to you. We got a special call to the bullpen tonight. But before we get to that, Petey, why don't you tell us what we're brought to you by?
Oh, you guys all know the story. You're brought to you by GettinSaltyApparel.com. GettinSaltyApparel.com. Vinny has a wonderful new hat from Getting Salty that we sent him from the last appearance here. Check it out.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. It is. Lou doing his job, sending the guests something nice, you know. But anyway, if you guys need your...
At least I got a problem.
Yeah, if you guys need your Firefighter branded apparel, you guys know where to go. Your shot glasses, your toiletry bags, your bunker gear, this, that, and the third. Go on over to GettinSaltyApparel.com. Help me support my kids, because I feed my kids. Thank you.
I pay for my kids. You're supposed to, you dumb motherfucker. They're your kids.
All right, rock on.
All right.
All right, give me the word of the day, Pete, while we're here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the word of the day is the other squad.
Woo! All right, our guests tonight don't really need introduction, but maybe they do, Pete, because the last time we saw this fella on our show, the last time we saw our first guest on the show, he might have looked something like this.
Which guest?
Because
we have two. And I have two things, one for each guest. All right.
I'm talking about the unfunny guy, bro. He might have
this guy.
That was the guy who we thought would be funny. So he left his brother.
Looks on everything.
He left unfunny Vinny home, and today we have very funny Vincent Pickford.
Yeah,
Vincent.
I thought I was the bouncer.
That's probably why you didn't get a hat, Vinny.
Yeah, that was it. That was funny to get a hat.
You know what it was?
You're only as good as the last minute.
Lou did not get his pound of flesh. That's what the problem was.
That was one of the very first shows that he was on. Maybe he was a little nervous, but for being one of the funniest, quickest guys I know, man, he was like a morta that day.
Morta, get a mort.
Oh, shit.
So we're going to get the funny video on tonight.
And who else do we have?
I don't even think he needs an introduction. The guys in the chat know who he is, but you may remember him from the last show, Pete. You may remember this fellow from the last show.
This was him on the last show.
Yeah.
Because you guys bored me to death.
Yes, that would be Ray snoring on the show.
Oh, welcome Ray Seeley, everybody.
Ray, yes. But my truth be told, my buddy, my partner, my lifelong friend, Louis, is still away hunting. Pete, did he call in today?
Oh yeah, here he is.
He's very quiet. I'm hunting one.
Actually, he bagged one. You guys want to see the kill?
Louis did bag something today.
Finally. Show that dead deer.
Let me see. It can't be.
Here it is. Oh no!
Oh, Bambi killer!
Oh no, Mamma Mia!
Come on!
Oh no! Hold on! Here he is.
Oh, my heart goes out to him.
There it is.
There he goes. It's a very nice deer.
Dead. Let's give a round of applause.
Hey, where is it? All right, there it is. Oh, that was loud.
And you only had to drive 500 miles.
I'm calling suspect. It looks like he might have hit that with the car. That thing's got road rash all over.
Hey, no, hold on. He's got. Look at that hole, man. He did it good.
That was the front bumper.
That's the tow hook on a Chevy Silverado.
He's got that Chevy that has Chevy across the front so big. My God.
So my boy will be back on Monday. We'll be back to normal. Lou, congratulations on your
whatever normal
pointer.
is.
What is that? How many pointer is that? I don't know. Whatever.
It's at least a 6-pointer.
Yeah. I want some venison.
Yeah, probably like an 8-pointer.
It's a 6, I think.
3, 4. No, it's at least an 8.
Really? Hold on. Look.
Yeah,
let's
on
get
the right, it's curved.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see it now. Yep,
he's got a nice 8-pointer. That looks nice on the wall. It better taste even better, though.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
yep,
Hey,
awesome.
Louie, for all the work, we need a little backstrap. You know what I'm saying? Just a little something, something.
But
Save the heart, Louis. Give me the heart.
And it's already
I want
tenderized. It's already tenderized from the grill.
nice and soft.
Oh, Louie, you murderer!
All right,
Look what you
let's get
did!
a quick-
Look what you did, Lou!
For all you newbies,
Murderer. You're a murderer.
Who ordered the riblets?
for all you newbies who don't remember Vinny was my boss, my lieutenant in Squad 288. But before that, he was
Many titles.
He was in the other squad.
Whoa!
Oh!
Salute to all the squads.
There we go again.
I hit it. I got lots going on, buddy.
I first met Vin when he was a charter member of Squad Company 270, and we were in Squad 288. That's the other squad across town who always said they did more work for us, but whatever. And before that, I believe Vin was from what? 7 Truck? 7 Truck?
7 Truck, yep.
7
Midtown.
Truck in Manhattan.
Lower Midtown.
Lower Midtown. You got on what year? 80...
91.
91. 91 for 28 years in?
Yep, 28 years. Retired in December of 2019.
And now he don't know what to do with himself, so he's sitting here drinking with us at the Firehouse kitchen table.
No better
My
place to
second
be.
appearance.
I like
Maybe
his
I can-
t-shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get upgraded to a bottle opener.
Yeah. You've hit an all-time low, my friend.
That's it.
Congratulations. So
Working for free for a guy that's sitting in a tree stand somewhere.
There you go. So you get to, of course, you get the 270 when we formed in 98. And how long were you there for?
I was there 7 years. I did 7 and
Then you got
7.
promoted?
Yeah, then did 7 in the other squad.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, well played. Well played.
Yeah, I was thirsty anyway.
And then you came to me, and that's when we could immediately bonded.
A lifelong journey fulfilled.
I was your chauffeur, I believe. You were the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, the very first day we sold this last time, the very first day I drove him, I went through the toll booth at the Midtown Tunnel and smashed the side view mirrors right in his face.
Yep.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the company.
Yeah.
Nothing like shattered glass in your mush.
I was like long duck down. You fuck up my face.
It would take more than that, Vinny.
A big mirror.
Oh my
Like the
God.
Hubble.
Yeah.
Mamma mia.
And everybody knows Ray. Ray was a short stint, 292. Let's just leave it at that. Then he went over to 108 truck, right? 108.
What is that? Is that
108?
your basic Cougar, Kev?
He was a Cougar.
He was a
He
Cougar.
was a Winfield.
A Winfield Cougar.
Cougar, right?
For just over a year.
Very scary.
But I'll tell you, that set the stage for the rest of the job. All the guys I met in Rescue 4, they took care of me for a long time after I left that company. Met great guys, excellent firemen. And while I was there, all those senior guys in Rescue 4, they took the time to teach me. That was 1977 in the Volleys.
Look at that skinny beanpole. What?
Who's that?
You have that same confused look you had when we used to go to jail. Huh?
It never got better. It's what I did for 36 years.
You can see him shaking because there's 2 chiefs watching him.
One wasn't enough. They needed 2.
Oh my God. Nice work.
You go to 108. What year did you get to 108?
I got 108 1982, and I left there in 1998. Well, I left there permanently in 1998 and went to 270.
270.
I had a couple
squad.
segues. I had a couple
That's the other
segues in the
squad.
intermediate years to rescues. I went to Rescue 4 and 90, and then Rescue 2. But
Vinny, nobody else supposed to. Me and you will play that. He picked it up. You went to the other squad.
I went to the other squad. Missed it, sorry.
Holy fuck! What is he doing over there?
You always fucking hit me when I'm in the middle of responding to someone's thing or I'm pulling up a fucking picture.
He's watching the rest.
Right.
That's for the next one.
Thank you.
That's for the other one.
Bambi. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, you go to 108, get promoted. Go to 270.
Went to 27 slow.
Right.
Spent a good 7 years there. Got promoted after Vinny did. Went back to. I actually went to 117 UFO for 6 months.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, that was that's where I after I got promoted. Then I went back to the rescue school. and finally found my way back to 288.
Right. And I guess the legend of Louis was looming over in 117. They probably talked about him with such grandeur and love. Him, Corrado, Devo. Oh, I almost said it. Him.
Nope. Not ever. Not even a mention.
No.
No.
And they call Louis Huey over there. Huey?
Yeah, that's what they did.
Huey Refrano? Huey? All right, so listen, I sent these boys some questions. We're gonna do a little question and answer to get to know our guests. I like to get to know them, the insides and out of them. So you guys ready? I'm not gonna give them the order I gave you. So let's get to it, bro.
B.
Give me the biggest oh shit moment of your career on the job, bro. Vinny, go first. Hit it.
He goes first. Fortunately for me, I really can't say that I had too many of those moments. At later on when we're talking about the takeaway moment, but if you're ever searching and and that moment where you're not quite sure of where the hell you're supposed to be or where you turned around a little bit for that split second, that was never a good feeling. That was something and I'll expand on that later. You were telling us you want to do a takeaway moment. And then, unfortunately, for the bigger thing, as well as I do, the oh shit moment when you realize what was happening, on the day that it happened, that day, that was probably, for all of us, our worst oh shit moment, Right. I was actually with Ray that day for most of that day, and that's got to be my biggest oh shit moment.
Right. How about you, Fat Daddy?
Well, the oh shit always goes back to 9/11, but other than that, I want to mention actually two, and both were floor above oh shit, this is going to hurt kind of fires. Mm-hmm. The first was in 108. We working with Captain Russo, who we're going to go back to a few times tonight. And again with a guy named Joe Mari, who we'll mention again later on. We had the inside team. We go with second due. We go to floor above. We get cut off at a new law multiple dwelling, a 6-story building. The fire's on the 3rd floor. We're on the 4th floor. And the engine lost water. The fire's in the hallway. The fire's out of the apartment. And we're saying, well, we're in trouble now. And where are we going to go next? And Captain Russo says, this is the window we're going to jump out of. And I go, well, this is going to hurt. But I remembered another senior guy said, he had a senior moment like that, a shit moment like that too. And he said the worst part was not jumping out the window, but the big boss landing on top of him. So my senior guy, Joe Mari, says to the captain, well, you're going first, fatso.
Would that be like the time that you ran over me at that job, Ray? When you left foot tracks on top of my?
No, not even close, because I didn't tell you I was coming. I was running for my life.
Yeah, but that was just because the ice cream truck was outside.
No, your old lady's car was parked out front. I was looking for a Frio. So,
oh shit, Gary! Oh my god!
So you had another one. Go down.
And the second one was again like a little teaching moment. In the older neighborhood, corner buildings never fit the usual MO. Corner buildings were always different from what you usually expected from that kind of building, because there were different entrances. It was laid out different. There might have been 2 or 3 different stairs to the upper floors. There might have been like a mezzanine kind of floor that opened up to 2 different doors, especially like in an old law multiple tenement. We went to a job. We were second due. The guy who ended up being chief of department, Pete Hayden, another legendary guy on the job. He was a covering boss. I think he was an acting covering captain. He was the boss. I had the can. Another guy named George Cassidy had the irons. And this guy, Pete Hayden, I don't remember where he was from, but he was like lightning. He got off the rig, and he would dash into the building, and you could barely get your tools and keep up with him. So the time he hit the fire floor and shot up to the floor above, it was a new law rather an old law tenement. Now there was 2 entrances to the fire department, and he went past. The fire came out the first entrance, and then we followed him, and then the fire came out the second entrance, and now we were trapped. Me and George Cassidy, we were trapped between the 2 apartment entrances with fire out both of them. We're going, well, what do we do? And George was the senior guy. He goes, well, we can't go up, so we're going to go down. But the fire was like roaring out of both, and now we're trapped in the middle of both entrances. So I said, well, I got the can. I said, you go first. I shot the can at the fire entrance, at the doorway, knocked it down. He shot under the fire and got past it. I threw the can down the hallway to him. Then he did the same for me, and then I rolled down the stairs after him. And then Pete Hayden comes up later on and goes, where the fuck were you guys? Well, you can check my drawers, and that'll show you where I was. I was shitting my pants. You know, those are my 2.
I got a quick Pete Hayden story. Great guy, isn't he? Wasn't he really nice?
Oh, such a gentleman, a great guy.
So I go to give blood at one of these Quest Diagnostics in the morning. You know, when you got to go, you get an appointment, sitting in a waiting room. I'm sitting in a waiting room, and there's this pleasant, old-looking man. It looks like a nice, kind old man, you know. So he says to me, "Oh, you on the job, kid?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I said, "Oh, were you on the job too?" Right? And I'm looking at him. He looks familiar to me, right? He looks really familiar to me. He goes, "Yeah, you could say that." Yeah. I'm like, "Oh. So where did you work?" He goes, "Well, I worked here, and there." I said, "Oh, that's great." I go, so you live around
oblivious.
here?
As you get set up right there.
Oblivious.
Oblivious.
He goes, I live in the Rockaways. I'm like, "Oh, I live in Long Beach." We're talking.
Rockapoko.
So where do you work now? He goes, "I'm the chief of the department." I'm like, "Oh, shit, okay." I'm an asshole.
Oh, shit.
But he was a nice guy, man.
He was chief of department when I got promoted. So during the promotion, you know, I'm getting promoted out of 270. I was hoping, like, you know, he'd mentioned 270, great place. He goes, you're always going to be from 108. And not to demean 270, which I thought was great. The other squad.
No!
Pete, get on that, Peter. Jesus H. Christ.
What the fuck's he doing?
You know, get your head out of your ass, man.
What about to be in your fucking head? Jesus Christ.
And just, Kev, you were probably rattled because nobody gives blood at Quest Diagnostics. That's an oh shit moment. I got to go give blood. Yeah, right. Quest Diagnostics. You give blood at the
I meant a blood test. I didn't mean
that's not giving blood.
Yeah, that's trying to get the all clear. That's what that is.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, somebody said Pete's going to get lifted. Pete's going to get lifted if you don't start hitting that with somebody's head.
You guys got to stop messaging me in the chat. I'm done. I'm done with the chat. That's it.
No.
I just said the other squad again. I said the other squad
again. God damn it. Get off your goddamn high horse.
Ignoring it. I'm done. I'm done with
Pete's on his high horse. We're not knocking him off.
Pete, get off your high horse. All right, well, I have an old shit moment. It's not going to be the obvious because I said it a million times. I was at the Father's Day fire, but that happened so quickly that I didn't even have time to say, oh, shit. Right. I was working at a job with Smithwick, and Chris Dunnick. We went the floor above.
Chris Dunnick, great guy. Love him.
Heavy fire on the first floor. Another truck company down in Astoria, Long Island City, actually put a portable up for us, which was very kind of him, but never bought
They had a detail. They definitely had a detail from a Brooklyn company.
He just held it for us. He didn't even go up it. I said, "Okay, you coming up?" He goes, "No, I'll hold it for you." All right, good. We go up.
An elevator operator.
It was a setback, like in the front, like one of those little porches, but it had a screen door and a window. So we forced the screen door. We go in the screen door, and it's fucking hot. And it's like we talked about. I don't know if you watched the last show with Tracy, when Tracy was saying that smoke is energy, like the smoke. It's the only time I ever saw the room lighting up, like in front of me. The smoke was lighting up, and the whole room lit up. Chris Dunnick took off to the back, locked himself in a room. Me and Smithwick tried to get through this small doorway, and you try to get through a doorway with Smithwick, you ain't making it, bro. He kind of shoved me to the side. He went down the stairs the first way, and I jumped out the window onto the porch roof, but not knowing at the time. I didn't remember if there was a porch there. I don't remember if that was one of the windows. When it was time to go, it was time to go, bro. And
that's the truth.
Yeah, man. I wasn't thinking about. Was this the window that had the setback? Was this another window? It was just time to go. That was it.
Did you you're okay? You all right?
Yep, everybody was all right. Smithwick actually brought the lineup from downstairs, and they put the fire out.
So the company officer brought the lineup.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Not saying nothing.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, I have a question for you boys, all of you. We heard about your oh shit moment. When did you guys? What was your moment when you realized that you fucking love the job more than anything? Like, did you have that aha moment? Like, I think like some guys get on the job, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get on the job, but then they get that moment, right? From what I'm understanding, right? From what I'm hearing on this show, that it's like, oh shit, this is the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. When was that moment for you guys?
Oh, I remember definitely. I was a Winfield Cougar assigned to 292. We had the rare job in Woodside. Rescue was the first two truck. We went there with stretching line. There was the mayhem, air conditioners falling out the window, people yelling and screaming, occupied multiple dwelling. And I said, this is it. I was addicted to the adrenaline right then, right there. I said, I'm doing this for the rest of my available time on Earth.
Living the dream.
You know, there is nothing better than this.
This is what you were put here for, right? This moment right now. Wow. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
How about you?
You remember that first job? I believe it or not, I'm not too big of a buff. I don't have the whole man cave, but I kept the ticket for my
Your wife
first
doesn't let you.
75. What's that?
From your
wife doesn't let you,
bro. You
got the short life on. You got your short leash on, bro.
Yeah.
You kept the ticket from their first 1075.
1075. So
you're
it doesn't
buff,
say that.
Buff, you're a fucking buff.
Whacker.
Okay, caught. So,
Wanker.
It's funny that I actually was looking through some stuff the other day and I found it. And I'd had the sense to write the guys that were working on the ticket. So I had Lieutenant Kozlowski.
They gave you crayons back then. And you didn't eat it. What a fucking Vinny. I'm so proud of you.
Ray's first ticket is on the wall of a cave.
Hieroglyphics. He's got hieroglyphics.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
But I had the wherewithal to write all the guys' names on it. So Lieutenant Kozlowski and
you didn't spell that. No fucking way.
I got it. I got it right. And but the guys that were there, a couple of them are no longer with us, and it was just you'll never forget that moment. That was about 2 months into being at 7 Truck. I had to wait about 2 months to catch that first one. The first run, though, was when I had my moment. Like, wow, this is the coolest freaking thing I ever did.
Yeah, man.
7 Truck was an open tower ladder. You come out of quarters, you make a left on 29th Street, you go down to 3rd Avenue, you make a right, and now you're on 3rd Avenue in Manhattan in an open tower ladder, just zipping that as fast as you can zip in Manhattan. But just a really, I was like, wow, this is the coolest.
I'm picturing it going, yeah, I get it 100%.
Yeah,
that's
it
great.
Was something else. Rubber boots, leather helmet. You were like, this is it.
How about you,
So
Kev?
mine was. So when my dad was alive, he wanted me to get on the job. So he was telling me, because Louis was training, wearing the vest, running up and downstairs. And my father was like, you better start training. I'm like, yeah, Dad, no problem. I'm smoking pot. I'm hanging out. I'm doing everything but training. Right.
Good.
Yeah.
So Lou gets called. I miss 100 on the physical by 5 points. I got a 95. I never get called. He gets called. I don't get called. My father passes away. And I'm like, fuck, man. So I made sure I busted my ass. I was in the first class of the next list, get on the job. And I remember I was assigned to 210 in Brooklyn. And I remember waiting you're waiting all night for your first goddamn run. My first night tour, I'm waiting for the run, finally about 8 in the morning, it comes. It was nothing. But I remember coming back, sitting in the rig. And this is when we had a 5-man engine, but they just pulled the 5th man away from us. So I'm sitting on the other side by myself. I'm like, finally did it. I hope he sees it. I think he sees it. I felt like he was either sitting across from me, but he saw that I finally made it, man. And I wasn't a loser.
Yeah. Well, he was in that.
Never. That's great.
They didn't just pull the 5th man for no reason. That your dad was in that empty seat, bro. 100%.
Yep.
So. All right, so here's my next question. Biggest person who influenced you on the job or changed the course of your career?
I'm going to jump in first, only because I got more time than Vinny and fuck him.
And you'll probably forget what you were going to say.
I wrote it down, bro. CRS. I got this shit written down. You know,
this is the guy I remember. Vinny the Quick Pickford. There it is, bro.
You know, so I got to say, I got assigned. I was a Winfield Cougar. Got assigned to 292, and there was this lieutenant in Rescue 4 who just like took me under his wing. It was always like, you got to get out of here. You got to move somewhere else. You should go where I came from. This guy named Tommy Williams, and he was like instrumental in getting me transferred from 292 to 108 because he knew everybody. I knew nobody. So he said, go see this guy, Sal Russo, another legend on the job. He taught me so much. He was just so instrumental in my career, but you just can't say one guy. Tommy Williams was the start. He got me out of 292. He got me to ladder 108. Then I went to ladder 108, and there's this Captain Russo, this crusty old ex-Marine Rescue 1 firefighter that didn't brook any bullshit, that yelled at you like he was his father, would whack you on the back of the head like a Seinfeld thing when you fucked up, and then give you the good, like, Dutch uncle in your face, yell at you, and let you know what you wanted, what he expected in the future. But at the same time, there were the Vietnam vets that were working there that went through what they went through in Vietnam, and then they got on the job, and then they didn't try to be the teaching guy, let me show everybody. They would be the guy that nurtured you, that helped you out, that just showed you everything in the world. And there wasn't one. I got, Joe Mari, one of my best friends still. Tommy D'Agostino, same thing, one of the same. Larry Bagnasco. There were just these guys that they taught you everything. They showed you. And when you fucked up, you go, yo, bro, you dropped the ball. But you just can't say there was one guy. There was a host of guys that just made you better, affected your career. And when everything you did later on, but especially once you got promoted, you didn't ever want to do anything that would let them down. And I have to thank them for being those guys and taking their time to deal with a dim-witted nitwit like me and try to make me better.
Nice. Kid,
Very nice.
what do you got, kid?
Well, first, I just want to know if he's going to read off that teleprompter all night, because I'm going to start calling him Sleepy Joe Seeley.
Oh, no.
We're going to read off that all night long.
Listen, that was off the cuff, just like your old lady operated. So just throw your darts and proceed, son.
Yep. Influences for me were, Ray says it best. You don't do that. You don't do that time on the job and only meet one or two guys that shape or shift you. Early on, there were guys in 7 Truck that, 7 Truck was a very do as I do kind of place. Guys were just always dressed, always in position. So those are things that I think really changed how I saw the job. I didn't grow up in the fire department, so I didn't know too much about it.
You didn't grow up anywhere.
I hope I never do. But guys like Danny Lynch, Joe Deserto, Patty Boylan, Vinny Princiata, just great guys, Pat Cotton, great guys that just were always ready to go, knew their job, knew their tools. Richie Muldowney, I talked about on the last podcast, just an incredible fireman. And then I moved on to where I thought, hey, I want to do something else, and the squad was going to be a possibility. John Moran was the captain of 16 Engine at the time, and he pulled me aside, and he really, when the squads first came up, there was so much negativity out there. Not that ever changed. We dealt with negativity the whole time, right?
Kept the fun.
But John really he set me straight on that. Like said, listen, this is going to be a great thing. It's really going to be a great thing for you, for your career. And he knew Tommy Richardson, who ultimately was the cap. He became the captain of 270. And he said, listen, I know Tommy, and if Tommy is going to be involved in this, it's going to be a great thing. And before I knew it, I was working with the likes of him and Doug Sloan and Jimmy Earl, Chris Rigoli, just incredible officers. That
so experienced.
So experienced, yeah. And I found that if you took a little bit from each one on different things and you added it to your game, I was never going to be a great officer, but you just said to yourself, if I could do this like Doug does and Vinny Fowler, if I do that like Vinny did, that I could put my best foot forward and hopefully be deserving of that, lineage.
Truth, exactly.
Moran was a big dude, wasn't he? He was a big dude, man.
Who's that? Moran was a big guy,
big dude, man. He died on 9/11 too, which is a shame.
And he had and he was the chief at the Fowler Fire, so and they were good friends. So real heartbreaking.
That had to be terrible.
He was at Father's Day too, wasn't he, Kev?
He was the chief of Father's Day. He was stepping on my back of my boot, saying, "You guys gonna go? What's the story?"
Talk about a last year on the job, right?
Well, Jen had to be chief and lead the way.
Yeah.
Good,
all right, so
guy,
for me, I don't even think he knew, but when I was in 16 truck, do you remember Captain Puzzaferi?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, he was a big dude. So I used to work out with him all the time, but he saw that I was into the job because when it was time to do the tool checks, I would check the tools on the engine and check the tools on the truck. And,
you want to see something really cool about Chief Puzzaferi? You're going to love this. I was going through my stuff, and I found an old 1987 Metal Day book.
Oh, I'm a buff.
And
yeah.
Hold on, I just happened to have the 1980.
And there's Chief Puzzaferi getting the Club Company Officers Association medal.
Yeah, man.
From Ladder 56.
Yep. So he's the captain of 16 truck. The squad's come about. He says, so what do you think? You want to go? I'm like, yeah. He goes, where do you want to go? I said, well, all my friends are over in squad 288.
You have friends? Rent the buddy?
A couple of them. Yep, rent the buddy.
Phone a friend.
So
Pickford, you're killing me.
So I go talk to
his parents used to tie a stake around his neck so the dog would play with him.
So I go see Captain Murphy, and
he took pity on you. Danny.
I got a young guy. He says, come back. I got too many young guys to do this. Come back, see me, keep my number, blah, 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 blah. So I go back to the firehouse. Puzzaferi says to me, how'd it go? I go, I went all right, but he's got a lot of young guys. He goes, well, do you like it there? I'm like, yeah, I'd like to go there. Like 2 days later, fucking Murph calls me. He goes, hey, I got a call from Captain whatever on your behalf. He says, you start on Saturday. He says, come down and see me. I go, I was just out to see you the other day. He goes, oh, that was you? All right, you start on Saturday.
Memorable, as always.
I left a good impression on him.
Listen,
one guy who single-handedly changed my career with one phone call, But, when I got there, like Vinny was saying, man, you had Hank Millay. You had Brian Fahey, you had Billy Quick.
Brian Fahey, great guy. Just
all those guys, man, in 288 that were
Billy Quick. Just so many great guys there.
There was so much talent there, bro. When we first got there, it was I can't even. But probably Hank taught us the most.
Little anecdotal story about Chief Puzzaferi. His father was on the job also.
Yes,
and he was in the 4-6 Battalion when I got on the job.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like known for being eccentric and doing crazy things. And he would make the Chief's aide driver stop so he can go through the garbage cans.
Really?
Pick up good guy. Yeah. He was like, he was like an eccentric, off the wall kind of guy.
Yeah, man.
On the job forever. Like all those guys that had over 30 years on the job, and you just watched and you said, well, I'm not saying nothing.
Nope.
Just on the way.
The next one. You ready for the next one? 2 most satisfying moments for you on the job.
Vinny, take this. You're a young guy. Entertain me.
2 of the most satisfying. Well, first, I talked about getting promoted. That was a big one for me. you work hard for that. I don't know, people listening tonight in the New York City Fire Department, you could study for 3 to 4 or 5 years, and it all comes down to one day. And you take the test, and being at 270 while I was studying, there was so many guys. That's the other squad.
Kevin's on his game, brother. You are on it, my friend.
I'm on it.
Gotcha.
So
he's on it with both feet.
Guys.
Motherfucker.
There was a lot of guys there studying, and like everything else, you get caught up in that competitiveness. Ray, what did we put? 13 guys or something like that on the lieutenant list?
A lot of guys got promoted out of 270.
So just in that, it made that one of my.
And you were the first. You were like one of the first guys to go out of that list.
It was not really. I was more towards the middle of that group.
Well, you had a me, so you're one of the first.
Yeah, there was some guys, good guys on that list. But
Bobby Reinhardt.
Yeah, Smithwick.
Oh, there's so many great guys.
A couple guys got promoted off the list right before it too. But
Don Schneider, who you beat up in the kitchen.
Allegedly.
No. He beat him up. He beat up old doddering Don Schneider in the kitchen. Okay, I'll tell the story if you want.
I'll tell the story. I'll tell the story. So you want to talk about a practical joke gone wrong? The picnic's up on the picnic date is up on the chalkboard. We're gonna have our squad picnic on this date. So one of the guys that's running the picnic makes a mistake and realizes the park's not available that day. He changes the date. So Schneider comes in and he says, "Who changed the date?" And they said Pickford did. And they said, he goes, "Well, why did he change the date?" And he goes, "Because he knew you couldn't make it that day." This was probably Seeley. Seeley pulling these strings.
Perfect.
So he tells him, Pickford knew you couldn't make it that day. That's why he changed the date.
Excellent.
So with that, guess who walks in the door next? Me.
You.
Donnie flies at me across the room. I catch him like in a low, like kind of body lock. I'm about to hit him, and Dave Dangerfield gets me from behind and locks me up. I can't.
Dave Dangerfield was a buff,
tough motherfucker
guy.
Yeah.
Like muscular, 6 foot tall, 190 pounds of stainless steel and sex appeal. Yeah. Vinny wasn't getting out of that.
I mean, I'm like this, and I'm thinking that for the next 20 seconds of this fight, I'm just going to catch 2 or 3 in the chin because I can't defend myself.
It wouldn't improve your looks. It wouldn't hurt your looks. Don't worry about it.
First of all, Donnie Schneider's about 5'2", so he wouldn't even reach you, bro. Right? I mean, come on.
They finally pull us apart. They get Donnie. He stands up, and he's bleeding from everywhere. His nose is bleeding. His mouth is bleeding. He's got blood coming out of his ear. And I'm looking around. I'm like, which one of you sons of bitches was hitting him? Because I didn't touch him once. I never got one punch in. The guys breaking up the fight were
haymakers.
They were getting free shots in. And then they say, it must have been your belt buckle. And I said, I'm wearing shorts. I don't have a belt buckle on. True story. And Dennis Murphy was the boss.
He was the boss. Shit. He was the boss that night. I was a senior guy. Dave Dangerfield come running up. Ray, I just got off work. I'm in the shower. Ray, I run down like with my towel wrapped around me. Oh, what the fuck, you two idiots? Stop your bullshit.
Holy shit.
I could gag a maggot. Not for anything. So I run down. I said, "You fuckheads, stop your bullshit. Rise above. We got to cover and boss. Don't do this anymore." Dennis says to me, "Ray, don't worry. I got it. It's all cool." I said, I knew Dennis a long time before that. Dennis and I went back for, a decade before the squads even started. So I said, I'm a senior guy. I said, you tell me what you want to do. You're the covering boss. He goes, it's going to be fine. Take a shower. Get out of here. It's going to be. So he gave them positions that they sat across from each other on the same side of the rig.
Yeah, man.
So I'm like, all right, it'll work out or it won't. But either way, it'll be decided.
30 seconds later, it was all water under the bridge, especially when he realized.
But you're that kind of guy, and Donnie Schneider is that kind of guy, and while Donnie is very volatile, You know,
when he realized that he had been set up, he realized quickly that.
And again, like as a reference to future guests, Donnie Schneider is a really good guy that you should think about to have it on in the future, because he came from 120 truck. He worked at I'm not sure which engine, but 233, 232. He worked in that area of Brooklyn.
Capped the 103 before he got lifted.
Before he got lifted,
103, got lifted from 103 like Louis. Then he went to cap to the 252, right? I think
he got lifted out of the sock because he messed around with Freddie LaFamina at the ferry crash.
I'm pretty sure I can safely say it wasn't me. It was him.
Yeah, maybe.
You might say that.
All right, listen.
As much as you want, but you're a ball breaker to the nth degree. You're like a rock and a shoe on a hike.
A little bit.
Satisfying moment. We got off the topic.
All right, so then probably the other one is probably a shared moment, because there's just those moments in your career where a big one was getting off probation. You just felt like I'm a full member of this. It was such a great moment. The guys take you out. You spend the whole night out hooting and hollering, and it's just a great moment. The night I got the call I had to go to a payphone to make a call to find out that I had gotten accepted to go to 270. Great moment. Just get the night I find out that I talked to Evans about coming to 288. Somebody wants you to be a lieutenant in a squad company. Great moment. Getting assigned to 288. Big moment in my career. And just all those moments probably are just milestones in the career, but that they add up to that second moment for me.
How about when they told you they were going to extend the roof of the cab to fit your head in 288, bro?
I'm not laughing.
Hey, Kevin Yost is in the chat, bro. What's up, K Yost?
Oh, Kevin, hey. There you go, bro.
Ray, you want to do the peak?
Oh. We're all signed to the Rock. We're in the rescue school, and they said, you guys are all going to get firefighter instructor 2 because you got firefighter instructor 1 as a course of being promoted in the FLIPS program. So they send not just the rescue school guys, but about half dozen guys up to the State Fire Academy. So we said, oh, okay, we're going to carpool. I said, Kevin, I'll drive. I'll pick you up. We meet. He gets in the car, and he's got like a cold or some sinus infection, and his nose is running like crazy. The entire ride up, he's doing the in the tissue. Then he'd peek, fold it, and put it in his pocket. This is like 6 hours away. We put up with this bullshit. I'm like, yeah, like a maggot, like I'm like a beat. I'm like, fucking stop you. So we get up there, and they're like, well, now introduce yourself. And I'm like, hi, I'm Ray Seeley. I'm lieutenant of the fire department. They sent us up here fire, and I came up with Kevin Yost. And he had a sinus infection, and he blew his fucking nose every 15 minutes and put it in his pocket.
He put the booger hook in his pocket, bro.
They put that dirty snot rag in his pocket every 15 minutes.
There you go. Whoa, what do you got? A little Johnny Walker Black there, kid?
Double black, buddy.
His wife's a principal now.
Whoa.
So she's making big bucks now. She's making big bucks now. His wife's a principal.
Listen, we have to talk about White Claw for a minute. I see a lot of you guys doing White Claw. I'm totally disappointed. Listen, if you ever get you have to go to the doctor and get like a testosterone increase and decide that you reach down to decide their testicles, this stuff, okay, Blue Point, it's like 9.6% alcohol. Try that. Other than White Claws, my daughters drink White Claws. Please don't disappoint.
I will drink the resin from now on because that's what's
resin is that's fine. I say I know Louis won't change.
Yeah, but if you put vodka in your White Claws, it makes it a little bit better.
Oh, you know what? Listen, if that's the occurrence, and I have nothing to say, and I will withdraw.
That's what's going on tonight.
I withdraw it. Anything I had to say.
All right.
Okay, sorry. Next.
Your memorable moments. Hit it.
My memorable moments.
Satisfying moments.
Satisfying moments. Again, like Vinny said, getting promoted, getting recognized. The promotion ceremony, having Pete Hayden as chief, saying that he remembered me from ladder 108. That was great stuff. That was a big reinforcement of the time you spent on the job, the things that you've done, the places that you spent time at, that you learned at, and that people remembered you from. And that's really important on the job. People say, that guy was from 108, or that guy was from ladder 7. That guy made a difference. And the guys in that company. And I think that's the biggest bit of import that can be considered. When I go back to 108 parties and they say, yeah, Ray left 108, went to squad, got promoted and worked in squad, but he was from 108. And when we talk to about guys from 108, we talk about guys like John Rell, guys like Tommy
Ford.
Dance, guys, so many great guys that got promoted. Tommy, that led to the importance of that company. And those are the things that made it important, that made it great. The times I was glad that I got recognized for that. And the second one was once I finally got assigned to 288, getting accepted there, from the other squad. Peter, that's for you.
Hey! Again, I'm typing, but I got it.
And being recognized and being accepted from the guys in the company, because there's always a intercompany rivalry within SOC and from the squads. And you want guys, once you're promoted and you get assigned, you want guys to say, that guy's going to look out for me. That guy's going to be my guy. And I'm so happy that I was assigned there, so happy that I retired from there, so happy that I was part of that community. It's just great things that you can't put a price on.
I don't want to rain on your parade, but we accepted Vinny in 2 weeks. It took you about 2 years. So I don't know if that makes a difference in your.
No, not really to me, but I didn't like you guys anyhow. So.
All right, so I got one that I can share that actually Vinny was a part of. One of my most memorable times is the time that we had the job on Northern Boulevard with the bar on the first floor and the floor above when it was a hot summer day. You know what I'm talking about, bro?
Yep.
We get there, bro. We go as a squad, and what was it? There was fire in the walls, right? There was fire in the walls traveling up, and the ceiling.
I think we operated on every floor in that building.
Not only did we operate on every floor, but we wound up putting the fire out, right? We got the line, and there was a certain company out in the street that was spent that we made sure that we pointed out that it wasn't another squad, it was another special unit that was spent in the street while we were still. And
all that was missing was the chalk outlines.
Queens Boulevard.
Ran, wanted to know if we wanted to take a blow. We're like, no, we're good. He goes, well, the other guys are out there in the street all spent. We're like, no, we're good, man. Me, you, Eddie Sanchez, right? I don't remember who else was working.
Eddie Sanchez, great guy.
Yeah, man.
Like I said before, you take a little bit of everybody that you work with, and it comes out in you later. Tommy Richardson.
Yep.
Tommy Richardson, when he was our captain, I go into a joining building one time, real tight building. So I'm opening up the fire. I got out the windows. It's in the soffit of the adjoining building. So I go up in the attic. I'm opening up the knee walls, and I'm opening up, and I look down the attic stairs to the second floor, and there's Frank.
Vinny, tell guys what a knee wall is.
Knee walls are the walls they put up to make the inside of the attic square. And it's where the outside walls don't line up with each other. So as you go up a floor and out a little bit and up a floor, you'll have these voids that need to be opened up. And
usually people they put shit in. They put storage in between the outside wall and the knee wall.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Yeah, it was always storage.
A little door that you can crawl in there, put the Christmas lights in there. You're not getting in there easy.
Door, bro.
Yeah.
I crawl in a little door. I'm not.
Yes, exactly.
I like to crawl in.
Ray would look like Winnie the Pooh going for the honey. You'd be all you'd see is a whole lot of ass sticking out the hole.
He'd be shaking that little ass to get in that hole.
That would be 3 pounds of ass in a 2-pound hole.
But I look down the stairs. So I'm up in the attic, and I look down the stairs to the second floor. And I'm going to say Frank. I'm not going to give a last name, but he's passed out on the second floor. I could see him. He's out cold. So I go over. I step over him. I go downstairs, and I tell the captain verbally, I get in his ear, and I say, Cap, Frank passed out in the adjoining building. He's on the second floor. and Captain Richardson, Tommy Richardson, turns to me. He goes, I know. That's why I sent them in there to pass out. No member of this company's passing out in the street. So when I told him,
would that guy be a chief now?
Negative. No, not at all.
All right, just checking.
No, not at all. Not even close.
Not Cutlet, like Smith.
Not Cutlet.
All right. Okay.
I got a quick question for Ray here from the chat. Okay. Cheese from R4, Cheese Man, is saying, Ray, would you tell us the story about the 108 member that you convinced that he would get raped in prison?
I can't mention names. I can't mention the guy. Right. I have to respect his memory. But there was this guy he was more than effeminate in nature.
Oh boy.
And lesser in stature than most guys that came to 108. And he came there because of nepotism. People on the job, people loved him. And he was just a target in every instance of ball breaking that came about size and strength. But like I have to say that at the end he was bigger than all of us, and you really shouldn't go by size and stature or by what guys say when a guy goes. You make your own way, you find your own place, and you make the best of any situation.
Right, well, tell me why you thought he told him he would have got raped in prison.
Because he was small. He was smaller than you and not so muscular.
No, there ain't too many guys.
No, this is a better story than that. Come on, I've heard the story 30 times.
All right, come on.
He was.
So my
he had a great ass. He had a nice looking ass. I gotta say it.
All right.
He had a great ass.
Let's just say you'd be like in the locker room. You'd say, "Some of a bitch."
I got another. This was not this was satisfying, right? It wasn't memorable. I had a good memorable story, but it wasn't really satisfying. But it was very memorable. We're at a job, and Timmy Garrity, they threw a piece of plywood out the window, bro. Right? They're overhauling. They take this piece of plywood and they chuck it out the window, and it flies down like a piece of paper, bro, like this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And it hits the lieutenant right in the side of the head, bro. And he passes out. Gets knocked out.
You can't make that shit up.
Garrity knows him. Garrity goes running down there. The guy's like half unconscious. He's like, I forget what the guy said. Hello, it's me, Timmy Garrity. Are you?
I just killed you.
I just Oh shit! That was satisfying, but it was memorable, bro.
Great. Fucking fantastic. Oh my God.
Ray laughed that hard. The toxins are going to kick in and then we won't get them back.
All right, next question. You ready for the next one? So anyway, let me finish the last one. That was a memorable job with Vinny because they didn't think they were going to get the fire out. There was fire trapped in the walls. The ceiling, I think, was a tin ceiling, right? Or something where they really couldn't pull the ceiling. And we went above and beyond, and we knocked the fire down. And we overhauled, and we operated as a truck and an engine at the same job. Very satisfying, blah, blah, blah. All right, so next one, bro. The most aggressive firefighter you ever worked with.
I'll take that to start. There's a guy named Jack Pritchett. He was retired as battalion chief. I think he's from 108. I'm not sure. But he was a covering officer on 101. We had a job. He took me to the floors above. He said, "Follow me, kid." And I went. And where he took me scared me to death. I said, "We're not getting out of here alive." This guy we were going up past floors of fire. We went to the top floor. Every cell we went by was burning around us. And he taught me, he didn't say a lot. He just said, "Follow me." We went, we did what we had to do. But he taught me that I could go more places than I thought I ever could. He was a Rescue 2 guy. His name was Jack Pritchard, ended up being a battalion chief. And he only worked with me one night, but he changed my career. He changed what I thought about what I could do, because I followed him. As I followed him, I'm following up the stairs, and it's burning all around us. There's fire like running up because they opened the roof. And I was like, "Well, I'm following that motherfucker." And he didn't care that I was not. He was going whether I was going or not. And he took me places that I would never have gone before.
I could be wrong, but I believe he might be the most highly decorated, or close to the most highly decorated guy on the job. I think Chief Playhouse might know that for sure in the chat. But
Chief, what's up?
Chief Playhouse might know. I hope he was up there. There was a couple of guys in that company that Pete Bondi, guys that were, you didn't know how they walked upright when you saw them in their dress.
Yeah, they had prehensile tails. You just didn't know. But this guy took me. We went up, and I said, "Well, he's going. I'm not. I am not going." And the place is burning around us. I was like, "All right." And back then, I had less than 7 years on the job, but this guy was going. I knew that he had a name. I knew he was from Rescue 2, and I said, "I am not going where he's going." And he taught me that I can go a lot more places that I ever thought I could go. And I could never be...
Like the gym? You're going to say the gym?
Like Weight Watchers?
How'd you get that one in there, bro?
Like a library?
Why would I want to go there? It hasn't worked for you.
Son of a bitch is cold.
You're still 5 foot tall.
Did you see it for a second? His mind was processing. Oh, it's breaking my balls. I got to come up with something quick. I got to come up with something fast.
It's that 9.6 drink he's drinking there. That's what got it.
That's it.
All right, Vin, you go before he takes another sip of the 9.6.
The old 9.6.
All right, Chief Clearhouse is saying Jack Pritchard, Firefighter Squad 4, Firefighter Rescue 2, Lieutenant 157, Captain at 255, 2 James Gordon Bennett's. That might be the guy. Ray might be right with that guy right there.
God bless.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the safe route again, which is just to go with a group.
Oh, just like you.
When we first got to 270, the other squad.
No.
Hey!
Pete, that's your cue.
I got it.
When we first got there, we had a crew, and it didn't stay the same. Probably about over the course of 4 months or 5 months, about 10 guys washed out, and they were replaced with other guys. Ray, I believe you were the first, right? Weren't you the first guy to come in? We weren't even really formed yet, and you were swapping out.
I came in November of that year, 98.
Okay, so we all got there in May. So we were going through all this training and all this, and a weeding out process, yeah. But the guys that left, all good guys, as my buddy Paulie Greco used to say, everybody's a great guy. All good guys, but the guys that got
not meant to be there.
The guys they got replaced with were just, the guys that replaced them were just incredible. Ray Seeley, Greg Haynes, Dave Dangerfield, John Hogan, Freddie Herman.
Greg Haynes. What a gentleman, bro.
Greg Haynes. I mean,
and what a
incredible.
great fireman. Greg Haynes was one of the most unbelievable, natural, low-key, just follow the flow firemen that you would ever meet in your life.
And you know, Tommy Bone was already there. We had Eric Daly, Donnie Schneider.
Eric Daly, another great guy, great fireman. 123, I think he was from.
123, was captain of 175.
You know, great guy, just unbelievable. You know,
but I found myself
great firemen.
I found myself in the spot where I was just surrounded by incredible, you know, aggressive firemen. And the young guys too, Tedeschi, Tavella, myself, you know, not myself putting myself in that category.
No, but you were.
I didn't have the time that these guys had or the experience. But
you had the Manhattan machismo to go behind it.
Yeah,
like you jumped in, you followed, you went. You know, it was good. And the whole experience was a learning experience. Everybody was like, "What are we doing? How are we learning? How are we integrating what we just learned?" In terms of technical rescue, ropes, hazmat, all confined space, all the other things that just made you better as a and fireman altogether,
without a doubt. And the aggressiveness that these guys showed made you more aggressive. And it was just, you know, like Ray said before, if he can go there, then I can go there too. And we went there together, and it just made you better. And you know, that's why I'll go the safe route and pick the group, because that's one hell of a group. To take Tedeschi's line, it was the best baseball team I was ever on. That's
exactly.
I was gonna include Tedeschi as one of the most aggressive guys.
Oh, yeah, and I did, but you know, when we got there, we had this group that was these guys. Some of these guys came from rescue companies. Herman and Hogan worked in Rescue 1.
Dave Dangerfield
had worked in Rescue 3. These were guys that and they came from places that, you know, you just knew that they knew what the hell they were doing. So we were gonna learn from them and follow them.
All right. I'm gonna name a couple of guys that I worked with that maybe were, you might say, over aggressive, but I don't know why, but I got to work with him quite a few times. Remember Eddie Diatri?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, man. He was two hood Diatri, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got to work with him a few times, and he would just, like, if you weren't running to follow, he would lose you. He wouldn't care.
But there were a bunch of bosses, you know, even back in the 70s and 80s, like when you go off the rig, you couldn't keep up with them.
Yep. Yeah, man.
They hit the ground running.
He wasn't looking back, especially because I think he figured you in a special ops unit, so he really wasn't playing babysitter or whatever it was. But he would be gone, bro. He's gone if you weren't following or running to keep up with him. The other guy was Quick. Quick was a very aggressive guy, man.
Quick, I love Billy Quick. He was Quick, one of my favorites.
Yep. Very aggressive guy.
I was actually going to say that, even though I don't know who he is, just from hearing the Billy Quick stories, I was wondering if he was one of the most aggressive guys, you know?
Yeah, I actually got a chance to catch quite a few jobs with him, and he was very aggressive and surprisingly calm, like very calm at a job, man. Like
you could not rattle that guy.
You could not rattle that guy, no matter what.
You know, you could take an M80 up his ass, and he wouldn't care.
Yeah,
he showed up at a job down in Acapulco, off duty.
Acapulco, love it.
He was in the apartment in bicycle shorts and a tank top.
He lived in Long Beach. That makes sense. Yeah.
And if you knew Billy Quick, he does not belong in either of those things, either bicycle shorts or a tank top. His
Billy Quick was the missing link. Yeah.
The only thing he was missing was a prehensile tail. He was some missing link.
He had so much hair on him, it was smoldering. It was.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
God rest his soul. Another great man.
Yeah, you talk about a guy.
Tough dude.
Yeah, man. Like he refused. Like he didn't even tell anybody he had cancer until it was. Like when he passed away. Like, what do you mean Billy Quick passed away? Like,
never
told anybody. Never went.
He just carried on.
Anybody.
You know.
Yeah, man. Yep, there he is.
Carry on.
Man.
And still running.
Rest in peace, brother.
And still running things.
Rest in peace. You know.
Yeah, man. Here's to my man Billy. Yep.
I feel like I know him from all the stories you guys have told about him. You know, and It's crazy. It's just I don't know. It's weird. Someone carries their spirit carries on.
I used to watch him making turkey meatballs with turkey chop meat and
Never wash his hands.
Never wash his hands. Dude, he'd be putting the raw chop meat in his mouth and eating it. Raw turkey chop meat, and pop it in his mouth and eat it, and the guy would never get sick or, you know?
He was definitely a missing link. Holy shit, that's great.
Yeah, man.
Wow,
We got Captain Evans in the room. My man Tommy Evans.
Yeah, 7 years retired.
There he goes. Yeah.
7 years.
Mikey Milner says if you were trapped, he was the guy who wanted to save you.
Exactly. Truth. Exactly right.
The
There were a bunch of guys that like that, though.
Is you might be in a bad spot because you were following quick and you got put in a bad spot. You know, love that guy, though, man. Yep. All right, man. Here we go for the next one. You ready?
Can I ask a quick one for the audience, Kev?
Go ahead, go, man.
What was one of the guys in the earlier asked a question, which was, what was your worst detail ever?
Worst detail ever.
That's hard.
I told the story once before, but I worked on. Got sent to an area in Brooklyn with all the what do you call it? The Jews with the black hats and the fucking. It was the day that they burned the shit on every corner.
They burned the bread.
They burned the bread, but they. Yeah, I was walking in. The guy was. I was relieving him. He was laughing as he was walking out. I go, "What's so funny?" He goes, "Oh, you'll find out." And we had like 50 or 60 runs in a day tour, and all you did was go from block to block. Not only were they burning bread, but they would throw like chairs and paper.
Yeah, it changed. That was a Hasidic thing. It changed.
Yeah. Yep.
From when I got to 108 and 82, it was a thing. It was pretty normal. It was. You were definitely busier. But somehow the societal thing in that neighborhood changed, where they just would burn everything, and it turned out to be like you were doing 30 runs an hour for burning bread, which was garbage.
Hey, Vinny, was that actually a word? Societal. What was that word, right?
Societal.
Pete, can you turn up the teleprompter there for Ray?
You don't have to go back and check this on YouTube.
We got a lot of
societal.
So I'm not even. Never mind. All right, you beat me. Okay. My turn in the barrel. You got me.
I thought we were talking about a suicidal thing. I don't know.
Look, Kevin, listen to you tell me all your ex-girlfriends. That's suicidal.
Ex-wives, please.
I don't have that much time.
You know, I'll jump in on that one. The detail thing. There was one detail. If you were in SOC, there was one detail that if you heard that number, it was your turn to go, and you heard that number, you did not want to go. And I came to work with the guys later and appreciate what they do for the job. But when you were in a sock company and especially as a fireman, and I heard,
I know what you're going to say.
It had a 1 in it and it was a rescue 1. But when you heard that number, when Hazmat 1 came up and it was your turn, you were just beside yourself. Like, what did I do to deserve this? You want to smash your foot with an anvil or do something to get out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pay you $1,000 to take my detail for me because I don't want to go there.
Okay, I got to ask, because every single person in the chat, whenever we bring up Hazmat 1, says, Hazmat sucks, Hazmat, and like left and right, up, down, and center. What's so shitty about it?
Listen.
It's not shitty now. It wasn't shitty when it retired. Back in the day, it just had a bunch of different people that were looking for different things. And how they thought about the job was not what you thought about the job. But they were doing an important thing for the job.
Listen, as long as there was guys doing it, God bless them, bro. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. That's cool. I don't have to do it.
That was it. And they had a lot of older guys that were there to kind of finish out their career, and they were doing a great service but it's just not where you wanted to be as a young, aggressive,
Like,
you know.
yeah, a pipe
No,
hitter.
definitely not.
Yeah,
And
doing that.
if you did have to go there,
you were into that. There were some guys who were into it, who were into chemistry and all of that.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Whatever, that's cool.
right?
Good for you,
Yeah,
man.
great.
Yeah.
Have at it. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, how often was hazmat utilized?
Oh, well, you know, daily throughout the job.
Yeah,
You know,
but you know what the thing is? They wouldn't have that many runs, but if they go on a run, they could be gone all goddamn day. You know?
Yeah,
Right.
those were good days.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Yeah.
Now I might as well go. I might as well go all in. I can't eat there ever again. So,
Yeah, really, you won't be poisoned there ever again.
Yeah. All right, here's my next question. You ready? We're coming to the end here. You could go back in time, bro, to when you had 10 years on the job. You can go anywhere on the job. Where you going?
Vinny, go first.
I was there at my 10-year mark, and you know, I had 10 years on the job on 9/8/2001, 3 days before 9/11. We got together, we celebrated, but I was in 270 at that time, and I was having a ball. You know, I if I could go back to any moment, that's where I would be. It was just going to fires, laughing our asses off, you know, in the kitchen, you know,
Training a lot.
Training, but in the kitchen till 4 a.m. because nobody wanted to be the first one to leave. Drinking coffee that, you know, nobody should drink that much coffee in a year. We were putting it away in a week because nobody wanted to, and just sitting around the table, you know, acting like idiots, but bonding and laughing at little pumpkins that were jumping up and down. Tommy Bone comes in one night, and we had been up probably, you know, the whole night. It's 7 a.m, and there's this little pumpkin on the table, battery operated, and it's bouncing up and down. It's laughing, and Tommy was just by nature. Sometimes he'd come in a little cranky, and he looks at this pumpkin. He looks at us, and he looks at the pumpkin, and he takes it and he smashes it on the floor, and now we're laughing even harder. And then he's yelling at Ray because Ray's not like taking his side in the big pumpkin debate. It was
Tommy and I worked together on 108, you know, a decade before. So this is like, you're taking those guys' sides against me, you fucker. It was just so funny.
I mean, one night we broke every dish in the building because we could, you know, and then just went out and bought new ones. Donnie bought plastic coffee cups so we wouldn't break the handles off. So we sawzalled them off, you know. It was just great.
Of course you could.
Because we could. Just great times, you know, and the fires, you know, and the training and the guys that you worked with. I wish I could go back to that moment.
But you, Ray.
I tell you, unabashedly, I could say the best time I had on the job was being in Ladder 108 when I got there in God, when the hell I got there in 1982. The place was busy. It was the companies were a collection of misfits and nitwits. There was drinking in the Firehouse. It was fun. They had old time chiefs.
Allegedly drinking.
No, not allegedly at that time. I mean, and the old chiefs knew, and they didn't care. They was just like, get on the rig. Don't be a fuck up. Just do your thing. And the company officers were just it's the same way. It was, to me, it was just like a revelation saying, this as a man, as a person, this is the epitome of where anybody should be, how we should live our life. Just going to fires, guys you trusted, guys that wanted to be where they were. It was just such a great time. It just, you know, I like looking back, the next best time that I had that everybody was into the job that much was when I went to 270, because everybody wanted to be better than the next guy. Everybody wanted to be the guy that taught. Everybody wanted to be the burning bush of information. Everybody wanted to be, hey, what do you want to know about high angle rope? Go to that guy. How about confined space? Go to that guy. Hazmat, go to that guy. We all wanted our niches. It was just such a perfect.
Anyone want to know
place.
about ice cream? Go see Ray. Ice cream.
Right. No, I was the full meal. Feed me. I'm a fat guy. I want to eat guy. You know.
I like Cajun.
Cajun food. I'm your guy.
Yeah.
I like
all right.
Before we.
Hey, I got to chime in on mine. Can I do
Oh,
mine?
yeah, sorry, brother. Sorry.
Now all of a sudden he's quick with the thing. Otherwise he's on the call. Now all of a sudden he wants to fucking. I love him. All right, so mine's going to be definitely when.
Kevin, English, please.
Mine's going to be when Vinny was the boss and Tedeschi was still there and Hoppy was still there, bro, and Evans was the captain. Because Evans was so easygoing.
Sorry, Kevin Malone and shit hot in the chat saying his
first job was the burning bush. Ray came down with the tablet and the hose line. Ray came down with the 10 commandments and the hose line.
I give you 15. No, 10 commandments.
I give you 10 commandments.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
The line.
I'm missing this all. I'm sorry.
The hose line was woven from papyrus.
Oh shit!
They were carrying it down in leather baskets on donkeys. Come on, Ray. Put out the burning bush, Ray.
I was first to you, motherfucker.
God bless you, Ray. So go, Kevin. My face hurts.
Say, where are we now? I'm done with. Friday nights in the Firehouse with you. Actually, I'm lying. That other than the card games with Tedeschi and going to jobs, the time that me and Vinny used to circle Friday nights with the lights off and blast the bums off the benches with the stang. Allegedly. Bum wars. Yep. When Vinny cut the poor bum's shopping cart's wheels off and threw him over the fence. Allegedly.
Didn't I tell you this was my park now?
Oh my god.
Jose was saying you first do it your old lady's burning bush. I don't know.
I would stay away from them if they got a burning bush.
There's a new shirt, bro. First do it your old lady's burning bush.
Oh my god. Quick question for you boys. This is the only one that I missed. These boys were asking if one of the guys was asking if you guys have any Brenda Berkman stories and if they were true or bullshit.
Yes, I do, but no, I don't.
I got one.
That's it. Then.
She was assigned to Hazmat 1 as a captain to do.
Are you kidding me?
No, not as a captain of Hazmat. She was sent to the Firehouse to do. They made a special job for her. I don't even know what the hell it was. She was like logistics or something. So she had
a reputation of her mask going bad at fires.
She never went to a mass. So all she did was administrative stuff in the Firehouse.
Wait, can I ask? Because I'm a dummy. Who is Brenda Berkman?
She was one of the first women on the job who started the whole lawsuit because she thought that
nobody we should even talk about.
Discriminated against women, blah, 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 blah.
I'm sorry I asked, only because they asked.
That's the only time I had any experience with her. She sat at the kitchen table and really didn't say much. That was it.
Okay. Done.
What else?
Moving on. That was it. You know what?
That's the only one you got?
That's the only one. And I'm going to have a little shout out for Mr. Tank in a minute once we do shout outs.
Oh, all right, cool, man. I'm going to give you quick ones. Quick little ones that I didn't tell you before. I want your opinion off the top of your head. Best meal you ever had in the Firehouse?
Nice.
Ray's jambalaya.
Oh, very nice. Right?
Except when we put 6 peppers in with the seeds, and poor Chief Curry, who thought ketchup was spicy, I thought we were going to have to take him to the ER that night.
I remember that night.
6 Scotch bonnet peppers with the seeds. And this guy was a meatloaf and potatoes guy. We almost killed him.
He said no more meals with the squad.
What about you, Ray? Are you going to say Ray's jambalaya too?
Ray's jambalaya. I impressed the shit out of me. I kill me.
Pete, nice job on the teleprompter. He just said jambalaya twice.
Ray's jambalaya, bitch.
What? Ray's jambalaya.
You little bitch.
Ray's jambalaya.
Cheeseman in the chat is saying the statute of limitations has passed, Ray. First time he's lost for words when it comes to that certain person we mentioned earlier.
Nice. All right, good. All right, your worst meal in the Firehouse ever?
Ray's jambalaya.
No, hazmat meals in general.
Yep, I had one for hazmat. It was tofu lasagna by John LaRoche.
What?
Worst thing I ever had in my life. Absolutely.
Mine's a tie between Bobby Salverson's steak roll-ups, which he rolled in Montreal steak seasoning. Your blood pressure went up about 80 points on each side. And Scotty McGregor, who was another 108 guy, he had eyeglasses about that thick, and he thought that the paprika was actually the cayenne pepper was the paprika, and he made red potatoes one night and just covered them in paprika.
Oh my God!
Nice.
And it was cayenne pepper. Oh.
Yeah, but even still, that's fucking. You don't want to cover him in that much fucking paprika. Come
no,
on.
We didn't have him there for his cooking skills.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, here we go again. Ready? Best Firehouse movie of all time.
Firehouse movie?
Best fire smoothie. What?
Best fire smoothie? What do you want?
I got CRS, bro. Say it in English, please.
Best Firehouse movie.
Vinny, take this. I have no idea what they're saying.
Firehouse movie.
I'll tell you,
The movie. When
I
you
almost
watch
Best Firehouse movie.
the movie.
Great.
I got
Charlie Chaplin, with the cane and
he wasn't funny.
Hey, what's your best Flickr show you've ever seen?
Flickr? What the fuck is Flickr?
these movie pictures.
Best Firehouse boobies, says Will Belinsky.
Okay. I got Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I'm going with Something About Mary. We had just gotten our first cable box that was like jailbroke, like we could watch the movie over and over again. And to pick on Donnie Schneider, he hated the fact that we watched the movie over and over and over and over.
So you watched it more, right? Because
we watched it, in a 24, we watched it 12 times. Just kept going.
Somebody in the chat wants to know, is Ray having a stroke or is he drunk?
Both. Yes, both.
Just I'm gonna say Full Metal Jacket, bro. Full Metal Jacket.
Great Firehouse movie.
All good films. Vinny, Mr. Pickford, sir. My grandmother almost died. True story. There's Something About Mary for the first time when the little dog attacks him. She laughed so hard she started choking on her own spit. I had to calm her down.
Funniest, great. That's great.
Oh shit! God rest her soul. She's great.
Magda with those brown sock puppets.
All right, there you go. We're down to one or two more. You ready? Best Firehouse prank you ever seen?
Oh,
I'll take that first.
Go.
This Irish guy used to come in every day, fill up the teapot, fill it with water, and get ready for his cup of tea. And he got the 2 bags of Lipton, put it in his teacup, and fill it up and get ready to go. 2 guys taped packs of firecrackers on the bottom of the teacup of the kettle. So he puts it on, fills it up, I'm still laughing about it. The firecrackers go off. He does this and dives to the floor. So now it's all set up for the guys that tape the firecrackers at the bottom of the tea kettle. EMS pulls up. They pour ketchup in this guy's ears. He's doing this. They think that the guys that set him up for the prank think that they ruptured his eardrums. They pull him away. They put him in an ambulance. They're all apologizing. We're sorry. As the ambulance pulls, he goes, "Fuck you, douchebags. I knew you were doing." That was the best.
Nice.
Pete, look at
Yes,
the thing
sir.
I sent you in the chat. I sent you something. Go ahead.
Okay.
I would go. We had a guy in 7 Truck. His name was John Eccleston. John got under the Housewatch desk. 7 Truck had the old Housewatch radio that would the whole Housewatch desk, which was the phone, the radio, the whole thing. He gets underneath it, disconnects the radio, and hides a portable radio. He then they put a probie, this guy Joe Ditta, they put him in the watch, and they then start taking the place of the Manhattan dispatcher, and they're just giving routine transmissions, water leak, stuck elevator. So they tell Joe, if you're in this room, you have to stay here. You can't leave. If you leave this room, the boss gets fired. Everybody gets fired. You can't leave the room. But they didn't tell him anything else what to do, like if we get a run. So the probie's sitting there, and he's listening to the radio, and all of a sudden, Manhattan calling ladder 7. And they were videoing the whole thing. So Joe is looking around the room. Manhattan calling ladder 7. And he's looking. He opens the door. He's looking, closes the door. Manhattan to ladder 7. You got a fire on 29th Street. Are you responding? And he's just standing there. He doesn't know what to do. So with that, the calls start getting more and more like there's people trapped. There's people out the windows. Joe's going over the door like, hello, I need some help out here. Closes the door. Finally, Joe goes to grab the phone, and whoever was doing the radio says, "Put that phone down." He drops it.
That's great. Oh, beautiful.
I got there 2 or 3 years later. They were still showing the video. It was one of the funniest things I had ever seen. Just it went on for about 15 minutes. It was hysterical.
Life lesson.
Yeah.
I got one too, bro. I'm working one time with ladder 116. And I can't remember what the fuck this guy's name. I was in probie school with him, but he was from Harlem or the Bronx, and he was on that detail to the engine, and they couldn't stand him because all he talked about was the Bronx and Harlem. So they set him up in the pole hole was where the phone was. They always had the pay phone, and they say, "What the fuck was this kid's name?" I forget his name. They say the outside phone. He goes to the outside phone, and they bucket him from the pole hole. And he comes out, right? He comes out and he slips and he breaks his ankle in the bunk room. In the locker room. Breaks his ankle in the locker room. So EMS comes. They package him up, bro. Right? They take him. They're taking him out. They're wheeling him out the front door of the firehouse, and these assholes bucket him while he's on the stretcher, bro, from the top of the fucking roof.
Perfection.
Professional right there, bro.
That's it.
His life was in danger.
Not only can break his ankle, bro, but they bucket him when he's on his way into the ambulance, bro.
Kev, I got to give you one more because this one was so simple. It was one of the simplest ones. Ray will remember. We got a guy, Pete. He comes to 270 on a tryout on a detail. Big fat guy. I mean, he doesn't belong there.
106.
He knows it. I wasn't going to say companies. And we put the defibrillator pads inside his turnout coat. And when he saw them, he was like, "What the hell's that about?" I'm like, "Well, it's just a matter of time. If you don't mind, it'll save us a little bit of time when we need to apply them." And it was just like such a disheartening moment for him. More ball breaking than prank, but it hit home. It was great.
That guy goes, he goes, my girlfriend bought me a gym membership. And he goes, "Why do you think she did that?" I said, "Because she's tired of those 3 little words. I can't breathe."
His delivery's getting a little slow, bro. We have to move this up a little.
Listen up, you little bitch.
Listen up.
English is
one
the
more
second
good
language,
prank,
bro.
I got one more good prank. They didn't do it to me. They did it to Rug, our brother Richie the Rug in 307, bro. So he had this big old long yellow Cadillac that he used to park in the bay where in 154 and 307, the division used to be in there with them, but they moved out of there. So they had the bay, and he thought that because he was a senior guy, that was his spot to park in. So they knew he's coming in. So what do, bro? They put somebody else's car in there, so he gets all bent out.
Perfect.
He's got to park his car on the street. So that night, bro, they take a whole bunch of broken glass that they find from somewhere. They get his keys. They roll down his passenger side window, and they throw the glass on the front seat of the car. Bro. He goes, you motherfuckers, bro. The car to the glass place, and the guy goes, what's the problem? He goes, they broke my window. He's like, nah, man, the window ain't broken. They roll up the fucking window.
Kevin, how about 290 103 with Friedrich with the treadmill? John Friedrich's working in I guess he was in 290. He's a big workout guy. Got to get there at 5:30 a.m., get on the treadmill. So what does 290 do? They put a guy on the treadmill at 5 a.m. Now, he comes in, he's so brokenhearted, he can't get on the treadmill. So he's waiting his turn. Second guy comes in, gets behind the first guy on the treadmill and starts walking, and the first guy jumps off. They did this till about 9:30 in the morning. They had like 4 hours straight, and they would do it every day. Every day he came in, somebody was on the treadmill at 5 a.m. We'll get fit if it's the last thing we do.
Yeah, man.
I would have never survived, if I'm being honest.
All right, Pete, it might be that time, kid.
Before that, though, I just want to give one quick shout out for Tankamus Prime, his homeboys Blake K and Squad Captain 4 graduated the Fire Academy today, so he wants to give them the old 1-2 here. You know what I mean? All right. More firefighters, the better. God bless, guys.
Awesome.
Catch all the work, boys. That's it. And is it about that time?
You know what time it is.
All right. Oh, you know what it's actually time for? It's time for the old school tip of the day. Ray, I'm going to give you the honors here since you're fucking wasted. And you're the oldest.
Leave me alone, bro.
Come on, Ray.
And your dirt's older brother.
So I mentioned Joe before about corner buildings being different than what you usually expect. I think you have to really pay especially importance to knowing your district and knowing each building. Every run is an experience to know what's going on in your district, knowing what that building is. So you have to look at every run as a learning experience, say what this building is, what's going on here, what we're going to learn, what this building is going to make us do. You know, every building is just going to change what happens to us. So you have to be alert to what happens in every building.
Nice, man.
Awesome. Vinny, you have
Vinny
a coherent one?
That is...
I said, do you have a coherent one?
No, that was coherent. He's telling you that the environment is changing your tactics.
I'm going to beat up here.
The environment changes your tactics.
By the way, Ray, I love the beard. I didn't even notice it. It looks good.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right.
I'm in love.
Here's my pit of the bay. So, I would say one of the most important things as a firefighter, a young firefighter, needs to do is know mass skills and search. Mass skills and search are two of the things that you think of the majority of the buildings we go into don't have a life hazard until we put it inside of it. Once we're inside the building, we're the life hazard. Your mass skills and your search techniques are the things that are going to get you out of the building safely back home to your family. Know your mask skills. Know your search patterns. Know that the PSS, the personal safety system, your bailout device, whatever it is you're using as your last resort, is a last resort. You want to know, what's my way out of here? You search from way out of here to the next way out of here. And if you don't get to the next one, you know you got to get back to the one you passed, be it a portable ladder, the interior stairs, or God forbid that PSS until you have your next confirmed way out. You'll get through a search quickly that way, and safely, and always know that you're going to get back to home, which is the most important.
We lost Ray. I don't know how we lost Ray. We lost him though, and good job, Vin. I'm so sorry. That was
It's
really
almost time for the inauguration. He had to go get ready.
No, he did not.
For anybody who wants to watch this on replay, we will be having subtitles for everything that Ray said tonight.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome salty dog hat. Yeah, that's it. Oh my
Hopefully,
God.
I was funny enough to get myself a set of coasters.
Oh, here he is. Hold on. Here he is. There's some of them, bitch.
Some of the bitch.
Okay.
You all right, Ray?
All right, listen,
I'm
I'm going
good.
to give a tip of the day. Here's your tip of the day. If you have to go to a school out of state, go with Ray. It's the best time you'll ever have, bro. Me and Fat. I'm lying. I went to one with Pickford, too. We went to did we go to one or two of them together? We went to Rail Park together, right?
Yeah. With Jonathan from Tennessee.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who is a great guy, by the way. He thinks they have a stair climb every year, and these guys carry all of our 343 up the stairs with them, and they remember from year to year. They take pictures or whatever they take with them. And I tell you, these guys are that guy Jonathan from Tennessee. He does it every year for 288.
Oh, he's a great guy, man. Yeah,
he is awesome. So a little shout out to Jonathan.
Jonathan set me up at a trade show one time, bro. He had a friend of his. Yeah, he had a friend of his come to my booth and start talking to me about stuff, and then try to come on to me as.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you know, on that last day of the school, he flattened my tires. I had a rental car.
No, that wasn't Jonathan. That was those other two idiots, Sharky and
yeah.
Vinny, what a surprise.
I was
Dude,
calling the kid I was calling him Hammerhead because his eyes were so far apart.
Oh shit! The price is wrong.
This kid had fetal alcohol syndrome like nobody I've ever met.
Holy shit!
Who was the guy that I took his hard hat and I took a picture of me rubbing my balls on the inside of his hard hat, and then we put it back on the rack, and then he was wearing it all day.
That was an ex-chief of Zop's nephew.
Oh my God!
I took his hard hat and I took a picture of me rubbing my balls on the inside of his hard hat, and then we put it back on the shelf, and he was wearing it all.
and then we sent them the picture.
Yeah, and then we sent them the picture of the ball
God.
bag.
Oh,
all right,
my face hurts. I can't even. I don't even know. How am I going to finish this show out? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. All right, take us out. Listen, I want to thank the call to the bullpen tonight.
Thank you, boys.
He has said, make sure you buckle up at your desk chair. And
oh, shit.
And Ruffy Rafrano will be back on Monday. I don't know what the hell we're doing, but my boy will be back on Monday. And that's all I got. Petey, take us out.
Boys, girls,
Yeah, boys.
everyone who's listening right now on wherever fine audio podcasts are found, on Spotify or iTunes, you're really missing out if you don't head on over to youtube.com/Gettin Salty Experience. That's right, where you got to take your booger hook off the bang switch, and please hit the like, subscribe, share.
Vinny, hit the like. Hit it, Vinny. Hit it.
Come on. There you go, Vinny. Very nice. And when you guys do that, it really does help us out. So please do that. And guys, head on over to Instagram, where Mr. Rafrano, when he gets off of his hunting high from killing a animal. He will
An animated animal.
he will be back at Salty Dog Inc. to give you the best fire photos in the game. This man curates the best and gives you all the last minute info for every show. Guys, head on over to GettinSaltyApparel.com, where when you guys buy a t-shirt, you feed not little kids in Africa, but little kids in Long Beach. That's right. My children eat when you buy a t-shirt from us or a hat. So I appreciate it. And last but not least, if you have any questions for the question and answer shows that we do, head on over to your email and shoot us an email at gettingsaltyexperience@gmail.com. God, guys, you two got to come back. My God, my face is in total pain right now.
Kill me too, bro.
Oh, who we got coming up? I actually talked to Bobby Austin from 111. He's going to be coming on. He's got some
Great guy.
Stories.
Great stories.
We got Pressler coming on, and we have something coming up with a company called True North, and they're going to send us some guys who talk about those woodland fires, those forest fires, because we don't know shit about them, but those guys are pretty badass.
Tough ass.
Show on that. Yeah, man. And I don't know who else is coming on. We'll have to see when Ruffy gets back. He's got the list hidden in his secret little drawer somewhere in the Oval Office with his the Oval Office curtains. And
Ruffy for president.
Christmas is coming, bitches. So start ordering your stuff now. Don't overwhelm me at the last minute because I do all the shipping here. So get it out.
For, keep on it.
Listen, I don't know if we have extra large hats, but if we do,
I got short arms, so get me a free hat, mother.
I'm going to send you a lot of free stuff. Send it to me. And Ray, I love you, pal.
Love you, Kevin.
Making it back upstairs. I'll
come up the stairs. Thanks for having me.
Sweet.
Love
All right, fellas.
Take care, guys.
Take care, boys.
Stay low and go.
See you at the big one, and cheers, boys. Later.
Top, bros.
Where did Pete go? No, Pete came out. All right, we don't need Pete.
Goes off.